After years of working in an office, she felt like something was missing. The daily routine overwhelmed her, and the feeling that life was slipping away without her reaching her dreams filled her thoughts. One day, after a conversation with her best friend, she decided that it was time for a change. It's not too late, she repeats to herself, convinced that she still has time to do something big. It's a challenge, but she is determined to try. Laura doesn't know where to start, but the idea of being the master of her own fate fills her with excitement. However, a feeling of uncertainty also accompanies her. The fear of failure makes her question whether she is making the right decision. Doubts arise. What if it all goes wrong? What if I'm not capable? Despite all of this, her desire to change her life is stronger. This is the first test, a decision that will mark the beginning of a new journey. A journey that she doesn't know where it will lead, but one that she is ready to take. The challenge has begun. The next day, as she sits in front of her computer, Laura can't help but feel overwhelmed. Doubts flood her mind. A constant voice inside her repeats, "You won't make it, it's too complicated." She wonders if she really has what it takes to start a business. The lack of experience and knowledge makes her feel small in the face of this challenge. Why did I think I could do this? She wonders as she looks at her to-do list, unsure where to begin. Fear paralyzes her, and the thought of failure constantly lurks in the back of her mind. Hours go by, and Laura still hasn't made a decision. Her insecurities tell her it's better to stay in her comfort zone, that she's not ready to face what lies ahead. She feels helpless, as if she'll never reach her dreams. The voices of those who have told her she won't succeed seem to grow louder. However, despite the uncertainty, she knows that if she doesn't take the first step, she will always remain in the same place. Although the fear, so is the desire for change. Laura faces her fear, but the doubt is still there lurking. Determined to move forward, Laura makes her first attempt. She creates a website for her business, develops a marketing plan, and begins promoting her products. She feels excited and optimistic, but reality soon hits her. The first few hours of work result in few visits, and of course, no sales. The dream that once seemed so close now feels distant. Frustration takes over her. She wonders if she made a mistake by deciding to start her own business. Anxiety grows with every minute that passes without receiving any feedback. The website remains ignored, and the hours she has invested start to feel like a waste of time. Laura can't help but feel like maybe she doesn't have what it takes to succeed. The expectations she had for her first attempt are crushed by the lack of results. Each click, without conversion, feels like a defeat. In that moment, the idea of giving up seems more appealing than continuing to fight. However, something inside her tells her that she can't give up so easily. She's taken a step, and although things didn't go as expected, she still has the opportunity to improve. Laura finds herself at her lowest point. After weeks of tireless work, her efforts still show no results. The website remains empty, social media generates no interactions, and the feeling of failure is growing stronger. She feels trapped in a cycle of failed attempts, and the pressure is mounting. Why do I keep insisting? She thinks as she stares at the emptiness she's created. The days seem longer, and the dream of having her own business feels further away than ever. Moments of doubt have left her exhausted. Maybe this isn't my path, she tells herself, feeling as though she's made a mistake. The voices of self-criticism haunt her, and the idea of giving up begins to seem tempting. The comfort of her old routine now seems much more appealing. Is this the end of her journey? Should she leave it all behind and return to her life as it was? Everything. Something deep inside her tells her she can't give up just yet. The internal struggle is strong, but the desire to achieve something big is still alive. Laura doesn't know what to do, but she knows she has to make a decision. Laura takes a day to reflect on everything that has happened. Sitting in front of a cup of coffee, she begins to remember the moments when she dreamed of having her own business. At that moment, she realizes that failure is not the end, but a necessary part of the process. There is no failure, only learning, she tells herself as she takes a deep breath. Instead of looking back, she decides to see each mistake as an opportunity for growth. Her first actions weren't perfect, but she learned valuable lessons. She realizes that the path to success is not a straight line, but a journey full of trials and errors. The frustration begins to fade, and in its place, renewed sense of hope emerges. This time, she's more determined than ever to continue. She knows that if she keeps trying, she will eventually find the right formula. Nothing worthwhile is easy, she reflects, and decides that she's not going to give up. Although the path is still uncertain, the motivation has returned stronger than ever. Now, she feels excited for the challenges ahead and is ready to move forward. At the end of the reflection, she looks into the camera and says to the viewer, "Stay until the end, like, subscribe, and share this video." After months of struggle, Laura begins to apply new methods she's learned. She has immersed herself in self-help books, seminars, and tutorials on how to better manage her time and energy. She discovers the power of daily affirmations and begins to implement a morning routine of positive thoughts to start her day with the right energy. "I am capable of achieving my dreams," she repeats every morning in front of the mirror. Over time, her thoughts begin to transform. Self-confidence grows and doubts diminish. She realizes that success doesn't only depend on actions, but also on mindset. With this, Laura begins to visualize the future she desires, and little by little, things start to improve. Her website begins to receive more visits, and interactions on social media increase. Each small success motivates her to keep going. She learns that perseverance and a positive attitude are key to overcoming any challenge. The positive energy drives her to keep working, and now, she feels more prepared than ever. Laura has taken a big step toward realizing her dream, and although there's still much to be done, she now has the tools she needs to continue. Laura's efforts finally begin to bear fruit. After months of uncertainty, her products are starting to sell. The small business that started with so much fear and doubt is now taking shape. The first sales give her an indescribable feeling of success. For the first time, she sees that her work has a real impact. The thank you emails from customers fill her with pride and drive her to keep going. She no longer feels like a beginner. Now she knows what she's doing, and most importantly, she has gained confidence in herself. The website has improved, her social media has more interaction, and her brand is taking shape. Laura can't believe she's come this far, but she knows there's still a long way to go. Each day, she feels more motivated to continue with her business. She realizes that, although the road wasn't easy, every sacrifice was worth it. Now, the vision she had of having her own business is no longer a distant dream, but tangible reality. Something great is being born, she thinks with a smile. Laura's transformation is in progress, and there's no turning back. Laura is about to present her flagship product, something she has worked tirelessly on for the past few months. After all the effort and sacrifice, this is the big moment she's been waiting for. As she prepares for the presentation, nerves start to invade her. She knows that this is the biggest challenge so far. The expectations are, if it doesn't go well, she could lose everything she's worked so hard to build. In her hands is the future of her business, and doubts resurface. What if they don't like it? What if everything falls apart now, she thinks. Despite her preparation, she can't help but feel nervous. However, she also feels an inner determination. This is the moment to prove everything she's learned, to put into practice all her effort and dedication. With every passing second, the fear and anxiety increase, but so does the certainty that no matter what happens, she's done everything possible. As the time for the presentation approaches, Laura takes a deep breath and prepares to face her greatest challenge. What happens in this moment will define the next step of her journey. The moment of truth has arrived. Laura makes her presentation, and at first, an uncomfortable silence fills the room. Laura's heart is racing, but then, little by little, she begins to hear positive comments. The attendees are impressed by the quality of her work and the passion with which she presented her project. The surprise is palpable, and Laura can't believe what's happening. The initial silence turns into applause and congratulations. "I did it," she thinks, with a mix of disbelief and satisfaction. After all the effort, she's finally seen the fruits of her labor. The nerves and anxiety that accompanied her before the presentation disappear, and she feels proud of how far she's come. The positive feedback not only validates her work, but also motivates her to keep going. This is the first big step toward the success she has longed for. The compliments and interest from potential clients make Laura feel like she's crossed an important barrier. This achievement marks the beginning of a new stage, and although the journey is far from over, Laura now knows she has what it takes to succeed. After everything she has experienced, Laura takes a moment to reflect on the path she has traveled. She looks back at her first steps, her doubts, her failures, and finally, the success she is now enjoying. She realizes that every stumble taught her something invaluable. Fear never completely disappears, but what matters is moving forward despite it. She has learned that failures are not obstacles, but opportunities to learn and improve. She has also understood that patience and persistence are essential to achieving any goal. Sometimes the process is long and difficult, but constant effort brings rewards. Thinking about how it all began, she feels gratitude for every moment. The fear of failure, frustration, days of doubt, all those difficult moments led her to become the person she is today, a strong, determined woman who can face any challenge. Now, she is ready to face the new challenges ahead with more confidence than ever. What she has learned has transformed her not only as an entrepreneur, but also as a person. I succeeded because I never stopped trying, she thinks with a smile. Her journey of self-discovery has been more valuable than any material success. Laura, looking at the camera, feels full of gratitude and pride. I did it and you can too, she says firmly, looking directly into the eyes of the viewer. Her story is proof that no matter how difficult the journey is, if you have a dream and are willing to fight for it, you can achieve it. The key is not giving up, even when everything seems to be against you. The doubts, the fears, the frustrations, all of those are just obstacles we need to learn to overcome. You are stronger than you think, and you have everything inside of you to reach your goals. With these words, Laura inspires those listening to move forward with their own projects and dreams. She understands how hard it can be, but she also knows that with determination, patience, and a positive attitude, anything is possible. Don't stop at the first failure. Learning from each mistake will make you stronger and wiser. If I could do it, you can too. Laura smiles, knowing that her story could be the spark that motivates others to not give up. She's convinced that if more people follow her example, they can transform their lives and achieve success. Laura's journey is not over, and hers is just one of many examples of how life can be changed. As the video comes to an end, she makes a clear call to action. Now it's your turn. If you've learned something from my story, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a like if it inspired you. Together, we can build a community of people who support each other and push each other to grow. Laura knows that the road to success is not easy, but she also knows that she doesn't have to walk it alone. By sharing her experiences, she hopes to motivate others to take the first step toward their own dreams. If you're ready to change your life too, join this community and share your achievements. Don't let fear stop you. The time to act is now. With a smile, she says goodbye, leaving a sense of urgency and hope in the air. It doesn't matter where you start, what matters is to begin. Do it today. See you in the next video.